CrowdStrike stock is down over 11% after the cyber security company disclosed a product update that spawned outages in IT systems across the globe. The issue grounded aircrafts, impacted banks and healthcare offices, and led Microsoft users to experience errors. Its 200-day moving average seemed to have contained today's pullback, but CrowdStrike stock is pacing for its fourth straight daily dip and its biggest single day percentage loss since November of 2022. The shares earlier on slipped their lowest level since May of this year and distancing themselves from a July 9 all-time high of $398.92. But the stock is still 19.3% up in this year 2024. Option traders are viewing today's headlines as an opportunity. So far, over 100,000 calls and over 100,000 puts have swapped hands, 22 times the intraday volume. The July 200-300 put is the most active, indicating that bears are expecting additional downside for CrowdStrike stock by today's close. Today's close is in roughly in around 5 minutes. When those contracts will expire. Okay, this points to the shift in the options picked as investors were bullish in the past 2 weeks. Okay, so this is all that happened to the stock. Today. This is a replay of all that happened so far. It was a major catastrophe. But in any case, we can pause this and see what's going on, and let's have a look at what's going on. Let's see what is it, there's any report. But in any case, before we have a look at any possible report, we can quickly have a look at its 4-hour charts. Let's get here, and then we can have a look here. You can see this is its price channel. It pulled back all the way down to $270, all the way down to $370. I think let's find out where that 200 moving average is. Okay, yes, it did contain it. It didn't, based on what we have on that based on what we have here, it didn't. Yes, the 200 moving average indeed contained it. So the 200 moving average is at 289.25. So it did contain it, but we can clearly see that it's traded right outside of its price channel and has now started to pull back. It's right within it. So I expect a pullback to expect a possible rebound to occur. I don't. Some might argue that it might be difficult for CrowdStrike to recover from this because this is a major embarrassment. Globally, there was outage everywhere. So you might wonder. You might want to say. You may want to ask, why would you want to still maintain your contract with CrowdStrike if it's going to be disappointing. But in any case, if you want to find out the probability that it will pull a rebound to the highs of around 348.6 now, I think there's a good chance you're going to find something really good. A probability that stands very high. Sounds a probability that might be reasonably high, just simply because of the fact that it's trading at a huge premium. To the current prices. As such, you will find that there's a good chance the probability will be very high. But if you have a look at its 30-minute chart, we have an upper projection of 3.1688. The probability that it will rebound to such a level is let's get it. The probability that it will get there and surpass it is around 22.363%. The probability that it will not is 77.637. This is probably the probability that all those bearish investors are looking at, and they are piling up their bets that this weakness will continue with CrowdStrike. So the probability that it will not it will surpass 33.3 33.88 is around 22%, and the probability that it will not is around 77%. So let's have a look and see whether there are any notes that have been written concerning CrowdStrike. There should be some. I want to believe there should be. This is a major event that the folks at Morningstar should have written something. Let me see. They would have written something. Let's see whether they have written anything. Yes, they have. You have something. They have a note here. They're saying. Let's see. They're saying that Narrow-moat CrowdStrike said a faulty update was the reason behind the massive technology outage that affected millions of users in the early hours of today, the 19th of July. Customers are using CrowdStrike's security platform were locked out of their Windows devices. While details are still emerging, CrowdStrike's initial response emphasized that this incident was not a security breach and that the faulty update has been rectified. Okay, and they are finding that they're finding some credence in this response, considering that within hours of the outage, companies with operations affected by CrowdStrike's update have been able to gradually resume their services. Investors appear to have been spooked by recent high-profile security incidents and sold their CrowdStrike's shares in pre-market trading, with the stock dropping more than 10%. And they think this market reaction is overly punitive, especially considering that the update doesn't represent a breach of CrowdStrike's security apparatus. But even at that, you shouldn't have an update that will embarrass the whole world, embarrass you in front of the whole world. So this is just making excuses. While the shares are still trade in three-star territory, after the pre-market drop, they think the current pullback represents a good buying opportunity for long-term investors looking for high-quality security / software exposure. So while they don't think, while they don't have a full post-mortem on the faulty updates that led to this morning's chaos, they suspect that CrowdStrike Central Cloud, which pushes updates across its entire customer base, customer base simultaneously played a key role. While this feature enables CrowdStrike to continuously update its customer security apparatus, it also enabled a substandard update to be pushed onto the company's entire customer base, essentially halting operations at major airports and media networks, among others. Yeah, that's a couple of notes from the folks at Morningstar. So let's see what's going on this 1 minute chart. Let's look at the 1 minute chart and see what's going on with CrowdStrike now. Okay, let's look at it from this. Okay, so the market has just closed now. So we're now in the post-market session of today, the 19th of July. So it's at some point it returned, it rebounded, gained some strength, and now contracting this volatility that it printed. And as things stand right now, nothing fascinating as such is going on here. Nothing fascinating. But let's see. Funny enough, it's not the most active stock in this session. It's not the most active. As a matter of fact, the most active stock in this session, was quite bullish today. The stock that was the most active investors were bullish on it. Bullish about it. So nothing fantastic is going on. Still maintaining a loss of 11%. At some point, it was actually more than 11%. Yeah. Okay. Have a look and see what you make of CrowdStrike. The folks at Morningstar are saying it's presenting a good buying opportunity, I think. Let's read it again. Yeah, they're saying here that Okay, we think they think the pullback represents a good buying opportunity for long-term investors looking for high-quality security slash software exposure. So if you think that's the case, see what you make of it, and thank you very much for watching this video.